Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello, ma'am. Hello there. So tonight we are going to discuss about global enhancement, but tonight we'll focus on the culture shock. But before we move on to the explanations and examples, I would like to introduce our member. Next slide, please. Okay, the first one is me, Fatimah Aqilah, with the listener number 049, and then Putri 035, and then Jasmine 037, and then Afzal 019, and then Adi 013, and then Fadil 011, and then Aldi 50 and 19, and then next, please. Okay, so what is culture shock actually? So culture shock refers to the feeling of being confused or uncomfortable when you are in a new place with the different customs and ways of life than that what you are used to, especially if you've moved to a new country or region. Okay, now to get better understanding, let us give you example in one of the movie scene. Maybe next, please. Can you show us the video? Yeah.
It's polite. Polite. It's okay. Jack. Jack.
Okay, Adi, I think that is enough. I think we can get the message. Okay, now, thank you, Adi, and okay, please pause the video. Adi, can you please pause the video? Okay, before we jump into next videos, I would like to ask opinion from Jasmine about this video, what you can get.
So, Fatima, I think the scene from Mr. Baseball, when the man is shocked to see Japanese people eat slurping and making sound, is one of the culture shock in Japan. In Japan, making sounds while eating, such as slurping noodles or chewing with your mouth, is considered a sign of appreciation for the food and the effort that went into preparing it. It's the way of showing that you are enjoying your meal and that you are grateful for the food. I think that's all. What do you think?
Okay, great, Jasmine. And I would like to ask also Putri maybe to explain more, elaborate more.
Okay, thank you. I think this cultural difference is often observed in Japan, where making sounds while eating is seen as a sign of respect and appreciation for the food and the people who prepare it. In contrast, in some Western cultures, making sounds while eating is seen as impolite and rude, right? So I think that's all from me.
Okay, cool. I also feel the same, Putri. Now, how about the others who would like to explain and elaborate more?
Okay.
Maybe Afzal?
Maybe me? Yeah.
Yeah.
it was worth noting that these cultural differences is not universal and can be vary depending on the context and the people involved. For example, in some Japanese restaurant, making sound while eating might seems impolite, while in other culture it might be a sign of appreciation for the food. So yeah, that's about it.
Okay, great. I agree to three of you. Maybe Eddie, even though we already got spoiler, can we go to the next video?
This temple was built by my family 1,000 years ago. My name is Katsumoto. What is your name? Are my words not correct? I will practice my English with you. If you would honor me.
You kept me alive just to speak English? And what do you want?
To know my enemy.
I've seen what you do to your enemies.
The warriors in your country do not kill?
They don't cut the heads off defeated kneeling men.
General Hasegawa asked me to help him end his life. A samurai cannot stand the shame of defeat. I was honored to cut off his head. Many of our customs seem strange to you, and the same is true of yours. For example, not to introduce yourself is considered extremely rude even among enemies.
Okay, Adi, that's great. You can pause it. Okay. Okay. Now I'd like to ask your opinion, Adi. What do you think about that?
Okay, for my opinion, in the scene from film The Last Samurai, it shows us that people in Japan live a different code. As the soldier who fought in war and as the outsider, the main character learned the other cultural other than his. In Japan, concept of hon and tatamae emphasize an importance of maintaining social harmony and avoiding shame or dishonor. This cultural value is deeply rooted in the country history and reflected in various aspects in Japanese society, including business, education, and even warfare. In the context of warfare, the Japanese military has historically placed a strong emphasis on honor and the avoiding of shame. For example, during World War II, many Japanese soldiers viewed death in battle as an honorable and glorious release, and many accounts suggest that view the murder of enemy prisoner and the same like. This cultural value was deeply ingrained in the Japanese military and was reflected in the way they treat prisoner and of war and civilians. That's all for me. Back to moderator.
Okay, cool. Interesting. How about Fadil?
All right, so in contrast, the Wharton concept of surrender and the acceptance of defeat is often seen as a sign of weakness and shame. This cultural difference is reflected in the way prisoners of war were treated during World War II, with many Japanese prisoners being subjected to harsh conditions and brutal treatment. I'll give it back to Fatima.
Okay, thank you so much, Fadil. And I'd like to hear about Aldi.
All right, thank you, Fatima, for the opportunity. So yeah, I think I can agree with both our friend arguments here. So I just make the summary or conclusion from both of their argument and added something to it. So in summary, the cultural value of honor and the avoidance of shame is deeply ingrained in Japanese society and is reflected in various aspect of Japanese life, including in warfare. This cultural value emphasize the importance of maintaining social harmony and avoiding shame or dishonor, which can lead to greater emphasis on that in battle rather than surrender and being captivity. I think that's all from me. I give it back to Fatima.
Okay, thank you so much. Those were incredible opinions. Now, can we move aside? Aldi, please. Okay, let's get to the conclusion. So, in conclusion, culture shock actually is a natural and a common experience when individuals encounter unfamiliar customs, behaviors, and social norms in a new cultural setting. The example shared earlier, such as in Japan, it's more honorable to die on enemy hand than got put in the prison. And the etiquette of making sounds while eating as a sign of appreciation highlight the diversity and complexity of cultural difference that comes to cultural shock. And by understanding and respecting these differences, individuals can navigate through culture shock more effectively, fostering more mutual understanding and appreciation for diverse ways of life. And that is the mark, the end of our presentation today. And we really do apologize for any mistakes. And thank you so much for paying attention. See you another time. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.